Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue setting up our Megabase or robotic Megabase in this entry level to Megabase series. So last episode we just got our smelters up and running, doing a bit of copper production. That is very nice to see, just having a small amount going. And now we're researching the cargo size. It is right now at +2. So I guess that means they have 3 items they can move at a time. Might be wrong, but I think that is how it works. If not, they might only be using 2. So this episode, I kind of want to take our car on a little trip quite quickly and see if we can find some... wow, no fuel, so we can't even do that. We can just go get some wood and see if we can find what's called some iron here down to the south. We still have quite a lot of roboport stored up. Very good. So let's just get ourselves some rocket fuel to power our little thing. And you can pretty much just take those out of my inventory, would be nice. And then we'll just take a little trip down south, hopefully finding some iron. To be honest, we could just expand down with the robots, slowly clearing out the area, adding what's called a bit of radars as we go. But we are somewhat out of luck in terms of iron. That is actually quite annoying. Because that will mean we'll have to take a bit by belt. At least we have a ton of oil down here. But that is not really what I'm looking for at the moment. Yeah, that is looking even more oil. Seems like they forgot to put in all of the iron. So we'll just have to grab it from the north. Maybe with a belt right now, since moving it all by robots so far might be a bit too big of an undertaking for our base at this point in time. But yeah, no iron in sight, so we'll do the backup solution, being we'll steal what we have on the main bus, and that should supply us with enough for getting at least a mole up and running. So let's go over here again, and let's hook up the backup solution. There we are. So the backup solution is pretty much stealing this one into the base. Could actually just hook it up right here. As you can see, we are at a good enough place to do it. So let's just take a few chests, being passive providers. Just add a few right here. Do a few stack inserters. And add some power. At least then we at least have some ore in our system. That is good enough for me. So let's set up a smeltery column for iron. Since there's no iron anywhere nearby, we'll just set it up. Let's just do it right next to this one for now. I think that'll be fine. So a good way to do that is actually coppering this if you want to do a whole grid of copper, but let's just do one with iron, and then we can always move it in the future. So let's see here. We can actually do a little sneaky way of doing it. If we just copy this part. In this one, we can remove right up here the requested chest and the buffer. If you shift click, you can get them back again if you accidentally take them out. And then we can place this one down over here to have the same starting blueprint, just changing this one for something else. So let's just grab some more steel, since we haven't hooked it up yet. That is actually something we'll need to do very soon. Please come all the way down here so we don't have to run so far to get you. That would be nice. Please jump to here and continue. That way we can have all the things coming in right here. That should be good in terms of getting the things we need. Let's drag the red and green down here as well to set up our little mall. There we are. And let's get some green right here. So that will at least start to input the items we need. This one will be an iron buffer one. So put it in the same place, it's right here. I'd like for you to buffer iron. You can just move whatever you want down here. That's going to do a bit of a strain on our logistics. Pulling all 538 to move things. Moving 1.5k into this area. Let's set up all of our smelters. And let's put down request the chests to make the iron. I'd like for you to request some buffer. I'd like to request, let's just say 100 iron at a time, just to get things up and running. There we are, here we are, and there we are. I know we are buffering an entire what's called chest at a time, and that might be too much, but yeah, I'd rather turn all of our ore into plates and just fill them up here. I think that should be fine because we will need a ton for the future and I don't really mind buffering things. So there we are. That will let these work. We just need some passive providers and a lot of what's called inserters. And as you can see here, that's the reason why I want 2 full rows around the base, so I don't have to stand here charging, because that will be a very, very real problem in the future. So let's go all the way back to our mall and then get ready to set up a lot of things in a cell just here below the main bus. I think that might be one of the things we do this episode as soon as we get the things set up. Pretty much making all of this from scratch, which should only take a few minutes as soon as we have the robots we need. Let's get some more of these while we're up here. 500 will be good. Let's get some more of you. Oh, I fill up inventory quite fast. So that's a bit overkill getting that many then. Could also just jump out or dump out some of the junk we have. You can go away. Belts go away. Away with you. And what else do we have we don't need? You can go away. You can go away. Away with you, you, and you. So that gave us a bit more room to pick up things. Robot-wise, I think 500 is enough to move it around down there right now. If not, we will have to look at some other way of doing it very soon. So there we are. That's a lot more inserters. And I think that will be good. So time to hook all of this up to to our mall or our base, and start to craft things so robots can just get its force and we don't have to run across the entire map. So please take you, do it right. Let's take this power pole as well. Do it right here. Here and there. Please put that down. Give ourselves a few red chests. So now it's at least going to be put in. Is it a bit too many? We're buffering. I think it might be, but It should be fine just having a few stacks of each. Because I know we'll need all this very, very soon. And it's only the excess that's coming down here pretty much. But that'll at least give us all the main parts in. So we have our iron, we have a copper, we have a green, red and steel. That should give us enough to set up our mall, and let's just do it in this one right here. I think that'll be a good place to do it. So this doesn't need to be fast, it just needs to work. So going with the same setup as this one, except without the beacons, I think that could be a somewhat good way of doing it. First thing I want to make is iron gear wheels, going into, requesting iron, then going into a passive provider. Was that the same way we did it down here? I think it was. Then we'll do passive and I'll request us again. So we have one making this. That'll be in, out, out, in. That'll make the gear wheels. The gear wheels will then go into making... Should we get the inserters first or should we go directly to this one? We'll see, but for now let's just get inserters up and running. So gear wheels into inserters, the rest we have. That means we can actually copy paste most of this further down. You can take from buffer chests, that is... Yeah, we might do that. I normally set it to do that. So they always get what they need. But yeah, let's just get it to request from everything if we have it in storage. Let's copy it down here. Let's just change you to be a blank 1. And then add a substation, which we also should set up crafting for right here. That means we can flip this one as well to over here. And then we actually have... we'll do it like this, and then we can actually just do it here without the substation on the first one. Pretty much doing that. Can move you, or we can actually move you in here instead. And then we can move you up to the corner, so we can actually even... I'd pretty much get the thing hooked up correctly. So let's say right there. That looks good. Please empty you out. And then we are looking somewhat good. We also need the 4 chests. Might actually be a good thing to make here. Of course, we'll remember to limit these a small amount. Pretty much doing 5 chests. Because we want steel at the top. So let's see here. Let's grab some more steel. I think that's what we're missing. There we are. Let's make a few of you. And let's make the steel chest first. Might set it to 1 stack of each. Or maybe 1 row. So we don't go completely crazy in terms of how much we produce. But yeah, let's try this and see if that is fine in terms of buffering. So first things first, let's request for these. They will start to make that. We can then take... Do we pretty much just need to get it 1 further down? So here, and then we'll do you... We must do 1 more, sorry, right here. Do substation there. And there we are. That's going to give us the first part. That's pretty much going to be our blueprint for things right here. If things are hooked up correctly. They are looking very, very good. So let's just take this blueprint. To be honest, let's do... Before we do it, let's do this, just to... Nope, that's still not the way we're doing it. So there is just this blueprint I want. Oops, sorry. Blueprint, this one. Thank you. You can just go down here for now and into our book. And now we're making steel chests. That will go into making the next 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just take them from, somewhere. Let's take it from the ones we need the most. 3, 4, 5. From the bottom to the top. So let's make the blue ones first. Here we go. That requires the things we need for that. And pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm right clicking the copy paste one and left clicking on the requested chest. That will put in 30 seconds of construction or materials, and then we'll just start to fill up things as we need them. Because look, now we're making these, that will start to fill them out where it's needed, and then we pretty much have all the ground items we need for our base. Go, go, go. Look, things are moving fast now. Great. Then make these, that. And that's all of our chests we need for our base. They'll just make a whole row. That's going to cost us a bit of resources. But since we have the starter base, we made the first 22 episodes, that's completely fine. Also, one thing I want to turn on right now is a little thing. If you press F4, it will open up the debug settings, and I want to show FPS in the top right. The reason for this is, as we go bigger and bigger, this will go down. This is pretty much, if we hit 30, it will run at half speed, the game, making everything feel a lot slower. So we'll have to watch that and make sure that it doesn't dip too low. If it does, we'll have to maybe improve a few things around the base. But at least now these will start to work as well. And now we just need to set up a few more things here. Please make that. That's one of the things we need further down. We also need to set up these. And I know this one is never going to be enough to supply what we need, but we'll just start with one and then we'll fix it later. And we need to put in a few red chests. They should be coming right here, so we can start to get the iron out of our smelters. Let's just give it some iron for now and some inserters. To be honest, we can actually just do this in our little trusty chest. Please deliver this wherever it's needed. So here comes our construction robots and moves it all out to every area down here. And as you can see, if we press L, we are starting to build up quite a bit of storage. And that is very, very nice to see. So now we're making iron. Our power is still holding, so that is very, very good. And we're making some of the basic things we need. As you can see, steel is still a huge issue. It's pretty much being eaten way up the line, and yeah, most of it comes because we have no iron at all in sight. So maybe we should start to take a little trip with our roboports and see if we can find some. Luckily we have a lot, so let's just give it a little try with exploring with the roboports. As you've seen, it doesn't really matter how we put them down. Things will sort itself out. Ooh, I want to set up the power poles as well before we go. So what if we set the power poles right here? You and you. We'll take our trusty blueprints from our book. Just add in one more right here. We'll have to put these, you can pretty much put them in the trash one and they'll get delivered into wherever they're needed. Or we can do this to help it, so we can get a substation down as well. Substation, please request, request, request. And then we'll just have it work and hopefully get things done. Even though we are missing quite a bit of steel, so that could be our next column over here, might be a steel one. But at least for now, we can let this work. They are slowly buzzing away, making the things we need. And that is looking quite good. So where should we try and find some iron? This one is already being used for the rest of this, so let's just keep it where it is. The same with these two up here. So let's try and go straight down. That might actually not be a bad idea. So here we are. Let's just go down, down, down. And remember to set up what's called, oh, you can stop. To set up a few radars as we go. My system is still not completely foolproof, since like I said, we are missing steel quite a bit. And that is mostly because we have no iron in sight. And that is a bit annoying. Let's just set up a radar. Where does it fit in? It will have to be, I think it might be in this one. So we have, what is the, it's right here right now. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, let's just set it up right here. I think that'll be somewhat fine. It overlaps a bit, but that doesn't really matter that much to me. So that'll get power at some point, get things up and running. The rest are just being delivered by robots. So they'll just slowly build up everything we need. These are missing a substation, because we haven't really set up the crafting for it yet. There we are. Or we can actually remove one of these, it seems. This won't cover all of them. No, we might need all of them, to be honest. Or we can actually... No, we need that. We need that. We can maybe skip this one. And then we'll need the other one, so it looks better having it. I know it's a bit of a waste of resources, but it looks better. I like things looking symmetrical. That is very, very nice. So now we're building up quite a bit of iron plate as well. Just as I want. This is getting filled with the iron from up here. And yeah, that means the robots that need it from here doesn't have to travel that far. Here is another substation we need for it to work. Though these ones are getting power, I just want to set up one more. There we are. That's an entire row. Now we just need to supply it with all the resources it needs. And if you look here, we're missing steel and copper ore. Mostly steel, since that is needed for all the chests we're trying to make. And that is gonna be a while before we have that. This is something we can turn off up here to make it go a bit faster. Load into structures is almost filled, so as soon as this is filled, that will help on the steel. So let's just get that to run its course. The only thing that can really help is us finding a huge, what's it called, iron patch. So we can set up a huge smeltery column of what's called iron and steel. The rest of this is just working. That is completely fine. So yeah, I want to go and find some steel now. That is pretty much our main Achilles heel. This one costs 16 at a time, so we can expand out quite a few more times before it's critical. So let's go on a little trip. Oh, no. Why are you doing double? Did I do something completely wrong when I copy-pasted this from somewhere? How did I mess that up? I don't like that I did that. Ooh, I kind of want to deconstruct everything and do it correctly. Let's just do that. Because I want to make sure that everything is lined up correctly before we start to build out. Can actually check it like this, Because if you look at this one, it is lined up correct. How about up here? It is lined up correctly. I just kind of set down things times 2. So let's just do this. I know it's a bit annoying, but I'd rather be sure that we do this correctly the first time. And now we can set up one more time and do it correctly. There we are. The next one will be right there. Nothing is double, is that correct? Nothing is double. How about right here? You are fine as well. You are fine. You can stay. And you are fine as well. Oh, did I misalign something? I did. Just my little mouse twitch. Can we not just do this? Don't deconstruct this, please. And don't deconstruct that. Don't deconstruct this either. Oh, something is most... Oh, that's not misaligned. It's just needing to get some power. Oh, look at that. I made a mess out of this. Hopefully they can figure it out themselves before trouble arises. So here comes the power again. Hooking up everything. Good, they can charge. Ooh, but it does tax my system quite a bit. So it might be time to put down a solar field. Could probably do it down here. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But let's just continue expanding down. Or actually just take up the car again. I know we did it before, but I really need to find that iron. That is kind of a big deal for my base at the moment. So let's just drive into the desert. Here is more coal. That is somewhat useful. It's not really the main thing I want. Wow, did they just completely forget about the iron? Well, this is... I don't think I've... Oh, yes, there we are. An iron patch, 13 million. That should last us a little while, so we'll just have to expand our robots down here and set everything up. It is more efficient to move the, what's it called, iron ore than the iron plates, since with productivity we'll generate quite a few more iron plates. So let's move this one down. We can also expand sideways. Oh, because it saves right there. So let's see, how does this look? Can things get up and running by itself, or is things getting stuck? That is one thing I'll have to check, because without power we can have robots being stuck in between, which can be quite a bit of an issue. Please help out right here. So let's just fix this. There we are, have some power for you. And some power for down here, please. There we are. So now things are charging. They should be able to expand outwards. I see the robotic grid. It's always nice to have. Everything's connected up very, very clearly. And that is very, very good. So as the last thing this episode, let's just expand the rest of the way down to the iron patch, which is so far away. But yeah, that is what happens once in a while. Of course, we'll always be able to move it with train if that is a thing we decide to do. But let's keep it as a robotic way for now. Here we are. Let's continue down. And there we are. Does it fit right around it? Oh, that's close. to what we want. At least if we do this, then we at least have most of it inside range. So let's just give our robot something to do by constructing this. And they might be missing most of the things, but this should get most of it built. So here, let's go back to the main base. And is anything stuck anywhere, or are they just out of things they need to make things? We do have roboports in storage. So they will slowly build everything we need, so I'll just give them some time. And at that time we can tinker a bit with whatever we have back here at the base. Yeah, everything's going very good. So I think this is a somewhat good place to stop. We have started to expand our network out. The robots will slowly fill it up all the way down to the the iron area. And then we can start to set up some steel smelting as well as some iron. So that's gonna be quite good. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you'll give me a like and a subscribe and give me your thoughts in the comments. That will mean the world to me. And with that, I will see you next episode. Bye, guys.